In this class, we are going to see about millimeter wave communication, advanced models for millimeter wave transistors. So when we are going to see about equivalent model of any millimeter wave device, transistors, resistors, capacitors play a vital role. So in this class, we are going to see about millimeter wave landscape, device technologies, small and large scale signal models, parasitic noise and thermal effects, validation and applications. So we have seen a lot about what is millimeter wave band and what are all the frequencies we have been using. Usually millimeter wave lies between 24 to 300 GHz, and GHz channel supports multi-gigabits per seconds data rates like 5G, FR2 and emerging 5G links. We know very well the millimeter waves are very short wavelength which are enable compact and high resolution phased arrays for radar imaging. So these millimeter wave transistors applications are mainly, we have already seen the bands like FR2, FR3 models. So the 5G or 6G NR, these are small cells we have already seen when we are using 5G like transistor devices. Automotive radars, these are from frequency range 77 to 81 GHz, FMCW radar for ADAS and autonomous driving. This satellite communication mainly relies on Ka, Q, and V band, which is used for low Earth orbit and geo Earth orbit satellites, which are broadband constellations. So, imaging and sensing applications can be like medical imaging, material inspections, or any RF based millimeter material fabrications can be used. Backhaul links, these are E band point to point links carrying multi gigabits traffics. So why we are going for transistor modeling is a bottleneck. So at millimeter wave frequencies, we have to design a transistor or any other models that works in simulation but fails while doing fabrication. So these are inaccurate device model. So since they are of very small size in millimeter or nanometer, the model accuracy directly limits first pass design success. So when we are fabricating a millimeter wave device, the model extraction, while we are simulating we'll get the result, but when we are fabricating many losses will have to be faced. Around 10 percentage of model error in CGD at 60 GHz can shift predicted power amplifier. So what makes it hard to model is first one is parasitic dominate. So interconnects, paths via parasitics or any SMA ports when we are going to test. While making all these fabrications, the impedance is above 30 GHz. Whenever we are going for impedance 30 GHz, it fails. And non-quasi-static effects, which is finite carrier transit times, make simple quasi-static capacitances which are inaccurate at high frequency. Skin and proximity effects. These are frequency dependent resistance in metal interconnects which requires distributed RC modeling. And substrate coupling also plays a major drawback when we are going for fabrication. And self heating, because self heating is a major drawback when we are going over millimeter communication. Self heating, it break down, and the sudden temperature rise will fail the device models. So these are the device technologies. CMOS, system on integration. So these are highest integration and lowest cost models. And BICMOS, these are mature mixed signal integration. Gallium arsenic, HEMT are high electronic mobility transistors. These are a FET that uses a heterojunction, two different semiconductor materials, to create a highly conductive layer, a 2D edge, that is two-dimensional electron gas. PHMT are pseudomorphic HEMT, pseudomorphic high electron mobility transistor, and GaAs is gallium arsenic, GaN is gallium nitride. This BICMOS plays a major role. This is a silicon-based integration technology that combines bipolar junction transistor and CMOS on a single chips. So usually coming for power handling, gallium N is greater than gallium arsenic, or PHEMT is greater than BICMOS. So these are all the technology comparison. We are comparing with frequency maximum, breakdown voltage and noise figure. So these are all the best fit. CMOS SOI can be used for digital RF SOP integration, and HBT can be used for mixers, VCOs, low noise chains. Gallium arsenic pseudomorphic hemp can be used for low noise amplifier. GAN hemp can be used for high power millimeter wave power amplifiers. And indium or HBT hemp can be used for ultra bond, mainly for ultra broadband terahertz frequencies. So this is small signal modeling. So extrinsic elements, this RG, RD, RS, these are all the resistors across gate, drain and source voltages, and LG, LD, LS are lead inductance at these terminals. CPG, CPD are pack capacitances. So these are all the parameter extraction methodologies. On wafer S parameter. Whenever we are modeling RF device, we have to measure the S parameters or scattering parameter. It shows how much the signal has been matched perfectly to the impedance under multiple bias condition. Pad de-embedding. This is a removal of pad and interconnect parasitic effects using open short and open short structures. Cold FET extract extrinsic parasitic component from unbiased devices. Hot FET, these are used under different bias condition for accurate device modeling. Finally, we have to verify the models. Non-quasi-static effects, these are models assumes that charges redistributes instantly with terminal voltage. At millimeter wave, the carrier transit time is whenever the carrier is moving from the conduction band to the valence band becomes a meaningful fraction of signal period. So this is the graph for quasi-static model and measured device model. So large signal modeling and small signal modelings, these are valid at only DC bias points, while large signal valid across full gate source and drain source space. This linear S parameter behavior only. This captures non-linearity gain compression harmonics. It is used for low noise amplifier gain stage design, while large signal can be used for power amplifiers, mixers or switch design. So this is Chalmers model. This Chalmers model was developed for HEMT MESFET devices. It uses smooth hyperbolic tangent function. That is, we are going to have a smooth transition between these empirical functions. This is the difference between ASM HEMT and EEHEMT. So ASM, this is surface potential based industrial standard. This is empirical table based model. So it is purely physics-based surface potential formulation and it is not empirical, while EE-HEMT is based on empirical model. So it includes self-heating, trapping and short channel effects natively. Usually they have these effects and these are less physically predictive outside the fitted bias range. This is basic CMG for MM wave CMOS. As CMOS moved from FinFET and gate all-round architectures, planar BSI models can be used for no longer capture 3D electrostatics. So this includes quantum mechanical confinement and short channel corrections. So this is parasitic and layout dependent modeling. At millimeter wave frequencies, the layout becomes more difficult because of their very small structures. And these path capacitors are used to eliminate the errors. Inductance, usually inductance can be used for bonding wires, which affects resonance and impedance. The via and contact here, via in the sense which is going to connect from ground to your radiating patch. This is via. Contact resistance, it is going to connect the metal surface on top of the substrate. And finally we have to simulate or using electromagnetic circuit or co-simulation. So this is noise modeling at millimeter wave. Minimum noise have to be achieved and the noise resistance has also be matched to the input and output. Tau optimum is optimum reflection coefficient. We know this reflection coefficient plays a major role in calculating S parameters because the formula for S parameters we all know it is 1 plus tau by 1 minus tau. This is the formula for S parameters. So this tau is called as reflection parameter. How much your wave has been reflected back to your transmitter antennas. Self-heating also a major drawback while devising transistors at this millimeter wave modeling. So we have to make thermal resistance and capacitance network and temperature dependent gate model B Thevenin and or on state resistors has to be calculated. These can be used in modeling millimeter wave power amplifiers and while Making these amplifiers, we have to first match the input impedance, active device, and then output matching at the load side has to be done. And next one of main application of this millimeter wave transistor is designing low noise amplifier, small signal transistor modeling. The design flow comes antenna or source. The first model was from input matching to antenna, and the second application is from antenna to gain stage. Thank you.